Good day guys, it's me Bali from Bali's Tutor Professionals, and today I'm just sharing with you all a live I did on TikTok covering POA Jan 2024 Paper 1. So I hope it helps you all in your preparation for exams. All the best. Alright, so what I would recommend you all do, get a book, head up, January 2024, POA Paper 1, and you all can take notes of the answers one time. To the first one, number 1, a trader had an opening capital of 3,900, his drawings were 900, and his closing capital was 4,860. What is his net profit? This is a question that repeats kind of often, right? So the formula is opening capital, add net profit minus drawings, gives you closing capital. So opening capital, which is 3,900, add net profit, which we don't know, minus drawings, which is 900, will give you a closing capital of 4,860. And they want us to calculate net profit. Alright, so opening capital plus net profit, which we don't know, minus drawings will give us 4,860. So the first thing we do, we add back the drawings, 4,860 plus 900, that will give us 5,760. So 5,760 will be equal to our opening capital plus net profit. So to calculate net profit, you just take 5,760 and minus the 3,900 from it. And that would give you a C, 1,860. This is a question that I'll repeat. I saw a few new questions on this paper though. So maybe CXC is starting to get a little less lazy. But number 1 is C, 1,860. Number 2, the purpose of an electronic clock card is to record. An electronic clock card is used to record employees' attendance. When they reach the work, they use the clock card to automatically record what time they reach. When they leave, they use the clock card again to automatically record what time they leave. So number 2 is B. Number 3, control accounts are kept in order to assist management in all control systems. Bank reconciliation, control accounts, suspense accounts, they are all used to help locate errors. So number 3, the answer is A. So for those who just came, number 1 is C, number 2 is B, and number 3 is A. So if I was you all, I would be recording this right now. Just write it and record it. Number 4, which of the following lists contains asset accounts only? We know it's not A and B because both of them start off with capital. D has bank overdraft in it. A bank overdraft is a liability. That's when you spend more money than you actually have in your bank account and you have to pay them back. The answer is C. You are correct, Brianna. So number 4 is C. Let's go. Number 5 now. Partnerships are formed for the purpose of 1. Combining capital from different persons. Yes. 2. Benefiting from different skills and specializations. Yes. 3. Sharing ideas, experience, and responsibilities. Yes. All 3. So number 5 will be D. 1, 2, and 3. Alright. Number 6. In a partnership, which of the following transactions is compulsory? The only thing compulsory here is sharing profits and losses. Profits and losses must be shared in a partnership. How they want to share it is up to them, but it must be shared. Alright, you all are correct. Number 7. Ishani's cafeteria does not keep a complete set of accounting records. The bookkeeper provides you with the following information. And they ask us what is the balance of the total on the sales ledger control account. So immediately we are ignoring cash sales, because cash sales is not part of the sales ledger control account. We are only looking at credit sales. So let me see if I can draw a mini control account here. So on in your debtors control account or your sales control account, sales ledger control account, everything that is increasing your debtors goes on the debit side. Everything that is decreasing your debtors go on the credit side. So anything increasing, debit side, decreasing, credit side. Say opening debtors will be on the debit side. Credit sales. When you sell stuff on credit, that's going to make people owe you more. So that's going to increase the debtors. So that goes on the debit side as well. 1,000. Cash received from debtors. When they pay you what they owe you, they no longer owe you. So that's decreasing your debtors. So that's going on the credit side. And the balance will be the difference between the two sides. So the debit side is 1,700. The credit side is 1,250. The difference between both sides will be 450. So the answer is B, 450. So you remember that, right? For sales ledger control accounts, once it's increasing your debtors, it goes on the debit side. Once it's decreasing, it goes on the credit side. For the purchases ledger control account, is the opposite. Once it's increasing your creditors, credit side, decreasing your creditors, debit side. Thanks for the roses. I appreciate that. Alright, number 8. Which of the following formulae represents the correct statement of financial position equation for calculating the value of assets? Alright. Assets equals liabilities plus capital. A equals L plus C. C equals A minus L. And L equals A minus C. Those are the 3 ways to write the accounting equation. Number 7 was B. Barra. Number 7 was B. So number 8, the answer will be assets equals liabilities plus capital. So the answer for 8 is D. Liabilities plus capital. Alright, that's the formula we follow in any statement of financial position. Assets equals liabilities plus capital. Alright. Ooh, the real jump there, boy. So, alright, number 9. R. Stevens, a petty cashier, receives a float of $350. He spends $320 and requests that his float increase to $400. If his request is granted, how much will he receive? So, when he spent $320, originally, they will give him back $320 to bring him back to his original float of $350. So they give him $320 to reach back to $350 because that is how much he spent. But now they want to increase it to $400. So that means he wants $50 more. So in addition to the $350 he has to get back, they have to give him $50 more. So that will be a total of $370. So number 9 will be C, $370. Correct, Barra? You are correct. Number 10, you too, Brianna. Any expense which is written off entirely to the income statement is known as a revenue expense. Capital expense is when you buy or improve fixed assets. Revenue expenses are the expenses that are written off to the income statement. Number 11, Fisk Company's accountant has not recorded rent owing for the period. Which accounting concept has he violated? That would be A, the accruals concept. This is a question that kind of repeats. They asked this question but in a different way over recent times. So it seems that they are changing up some of their stuff a little, at least some, but not all, because number 12 is one of the questions that is repeated so much, it is repeating office administration as well. The same question. P. Hawk has a manufacturing business. The cost of his raw materials is $1,900. Rates and rent total $2,000 and factory wages amount to $2,500. The number of units produced is 640. What is the cost per unit? You are correct, number D. Number 12 is indeed C. So first thing you do is calculate your total cost by adding everything together. 2,500 plus 2,000 plus 1,900 will give you 6,400. And then to calculate the cost per unit, you'll take total cost divided by total units. So 6,400 divided by total units of 640. And that will give you 10. So the answer would be C, $10. Let's go to number 13 now. What is the total value of non-current assets? This is a question. Well, they actually changed the numbers. Well, look at CXC. Actually making some changes. It's a question that repeats, but this is the first time they use different numbers. So these are your fixed assets. Furniture, motor vehicles, and premises. You add them up to get your total. That would be 42,000 C. Look at CXC now. Actually changing numbers and thing. Number 14. Item 14. Well, they didn't change this one. This is the same thing. This repeats exactly like this. Item 14 refers to the following table, which shows the summarized position of Foster & Scott Limited at the 6th of March 2021. And they want to know capital. Remember, we were just looking at formulas just now. We said capital is equal to assets minus liabilities. Yes, you are correct in the chat. So total assets would be a non-current plus a current, which is 300,000. Total liabilities will be a current and non-current with liabilities, which is 210. 300,000 take away 210,000 is B, 90,000. Number 15. Which of the following assets will be considered the most permanent? The one that is hardest to change to cash, and that would be a premises. It's much easier to sell furniture than it is to sell a house. It's much easier to sell your motor vehicle than it is to sell a house. So the answer will be 15. Is that right? Boom. We finished one quarter already. Number 16. Which of the following arrangements show the current assets in order of liquidity? The one that is easiest to change to cash goes first. So obviously cash in hand has to be the first one because it's already cash. Then cash at bank because you just had to take out the money from your bank. And then debtors because you had to ask them for your money. So the answer would be A. You all are correct. Both of you all are correct. Well, all three of you all are correct, I should say. Number 17. A motor van, I hope you all are recording these answers. A motor van was credited from AG Motors for use in a business. How should this be recorded? So the motor van is credited from AG Motors. You just got a motor van, so you're going to debit your motor van account. And now you owe, you did this paper 10 minutes ago, nice. You now owe AG Motors, so you're going to have to credit AG Motors to show that you owe them. So the answer is indeed D. Number 18. In the statement of financial position, expenses owing will be listed as a current liability. So when you have an expense owing, you expect to pay it within the year. I can't have rent owing and have my landlord waiting a whole year. So it will be considered a current liability. Number 19. The total credit of the bank column of a 3-column cash book is greater than the total debit. The most likely reason for this situation is that, plain and simple, there was an overdraft. An overdraft occurs when you spend more money in the bank than you actually have. It's a facility that banks give to businesses. You'll now owe that bank the money. So number 19 is A. Number 20. Which of the following accounts shows how profits and losses are shared among partners? We share profits and losses in the profit and loss appropriation account. So number 20 is B. Serenity, you are correct. No problem. Number 16 was A. Number 16 was A. Number 21. Which of the following entries would not appear in the cash book? The Cashbook records all cash and bank transactions. So, goods sold on credit is not a cash and bank transaction because no money pass. So that would not go in the Cashbook. The answer is B. No problem, Nessa. Guys, don't forget to like and follow. If you're not following, I'll appreciate it a lot. Number 22 refers to the following summary of receipts and payments for the month of March from an NGO. Which of the following amounts is the cash balance as at the 31st of March? So let's see. Subscriptions receive $300. So we get $300. Rent paid $60. So you're on $240 now. Purchase of games and equipment $150. So we on $90. Postage of circulars $20. So we on $70. And then we had a book sale of $250. So now we up to $320. So the answer for 22 will be C, $320. All you do, I'm glad to hear it easy. All you do is add up the money you get, subtract the money you spend. Plain and simple. So number 22 is C. Let's move on. Number 23. Which of the following documents acknowledges a loan to a company at a fixed rate of interest? And I always tell my students, a debenture is like a big name for loan. It's a big word for loan. Think of it like that. So the answer is D, a debenture. When you buy a debenture from a company, you're basically giving that company a loan. Number 24. A business receives $5,000 for rent revenue and deposits that amount into its bank account. How would this transaction be recorded? So you could check my video on TikTok when I go through when to debit and when to credit. Revenue accounts are always credited. Right? So you're going to credit your rent revenue account, and because you're getting money, you're going to debit your bank account. So the answer will be D, debit bank and credit rent revenue. Number 25 refers to the following information for 4 firms in the same industry. Which firm has the best liquidity position? And the answer would be Flora, because Flora has the best ratio. Number 24 is D, correct? Number 26, a businessman offers a reduction in price for prompt payment for goods purchased. Under which column in his 3-column cash book would the reduction be entered? Alright, so he is given a reduction in price, which is called a discount. Once he is offering the discount, that is called discount allowed. If he was receiving the discount, it will be discount received. So in this case, the answer for 26 is C, discount allowed. Number 27, which of the following best describes the double entry system of accounting? The double entry system states that every transaction must have a debit entry and a credit entry. The only one that says this the best is D. Each transaction must have a debit entry and a credit entry. Alright, you all on fire in the live so far. They're doing good. Any comments? Number 28. Mr. Brown owns a business. It has no employees, but in recent times, individuals have been interviewed. What type of business is this? Thanks, Nasa. Appreciate it. And that will be a sole trader. I find that is like one of the easiest questions. He didn't say he have employees to try and train you up or nothing. The man by himself. It's a sole trader. Number 29. This is one that repeats. This is the CX here, you know. Number 29 refers to the following table. What is the total allowance for doubtful debts? So you have some calculations to do. You're going to have to calculate 3% of 6,000. Are you hearing me? You're hearing me, right? Okay, let's making sure. So somebody said they're not hearing. That might be a problem on your side. Oh gosh, well, I tell them there's a problem on their side, but they probably not hearing me. Somebody in the comments tell them there's a problem on their side now, please. Alright, so what we're gonna have to do is calculate 3% of 6,000, 2% of 4,000, 1% of 8,000, and then add it up. So let's do it the old school way. Although y'all don't have to do it the old school way, because y'all are allowed calculators in your exam. So that's 180. The first one is 180. The second one, 4,000 by 2%. Boom, boom. That's 80. And the third one, 8,000 by 1% is 80, but I will show you the working still because I'm thorough. 80. And then you add it up. And you'll get 340. The answer is B. So you all were correct in the comments. Number 30. After careful consideration, a business decides to reduce. Hey, there's a next question that is repeat, and they change the numbers. They actually change the numbers. CSEC are so proud of you all. After careful consideration, a business decided to reduce its allowance for doubtful debts from 500. Its trade receivables at the end of the financial year owed 10,000, and the firm will decrease the amount allotted for the allowance for doubtful debts from 6,000 to 4,000. Which entry below will reflect the change? Right? So the doubtful debts was 500. They want to change it from 500. Right? The receivables was 10,000. And the provision for doubtful debts is 4%. So 10,000 multiplied by 4 over 100. Now, they ain't going to make it hard for you, don't worry, because I don't find this hard. Alright, so 100 by 4, 400. So it's now 400, right? So it was 500 and it's changing to 400. When it comes to provision for doubtful debts, you record the change in provision. So if it increased by 500, you record that it increased by 500. If it decreased by 200, you record that it decreased by 200 and so forth. In this case, it decreased by 100. So that is what you're recording, the $100 decrease. The only answer here that is recording the decrease or the change is D. So the answer for 30 is D. And boom, we halfway done. 30 questions down, 30 more to go. Ah, boy, look one that they repeat. Okay, so they kind of change. They ain't fully change it. Because a lot of questions repeat, but they change the numbers, or a few. But a lot of the questions that repeat, they repeat exactly the same way. So they ain't fully change. Number 31. Somebody said the answer already. It's D and you're correct. Hey, this person's name is D. And the answer is D. He was meant to answer that question. You were meant to answer that question. But yes, you take it, your ordinary units, 200,000 multiplied by par value, which is $2. That's 400,000. And then the preference shares is 10,000 shares at $5, which is 50,000. And you add it together, and you get D, 450,000. So yeah, guys, actually read the question before you answer for the multiple choice, because you're actually changing figures. Now watch this. Alright, they ain't changed this one. This one is the same thing. Number 32. what is the cost of goods sold they are asking you to calculate? Cost of goods sold, you're going to be using this. Opening stock, add net purchases, minus closing stock. So that question repeated the same way. Number 31 repeated the same way. Number 32 the same way as well. But they are asking for cost of goods sold. So let's calculate it. Yeah, both of these questions, 32 and 33 is the same way. 32 is B and 33 is A. But let's calculate it. Cost of goods sold, opening stock, 98.50. Add net purchases would be a purchases minus a purchase returns. So 52,640 minus a purchase returns, 762, minus a closing stock of 11,075. When you calculate it, you will get 50,653. This is me calculating. This is me doing this from memory. But yeah, that is what you'll get, right? And then they ask you to calculate gross profit. So now that you know 32 is B, your gross profit, you're calculating net sales, which is sales minus sales returns. So 83,868 minus 1,570. That will give you your net sales. And once you have your net sales, you take away the cost of goods sold that you just calculated, and that will give you A, 31,645. Right? These two just come together. I don't know if they're dealing or something. And well, the numbers then change. Number 34, expenses and revenue accounts are classified as, these are both nominal accounts. Nominal accounts are accounts that you cannot touch, right? So number 34 would be C. Number 35, the owner of a business does not keep proper accounting records. Let me see. They change up, Papa. But she knows her capital on the 1st of January was 40,000 and 85,000 on December 31st. She withdrew 1,000 in inventory during the year. What is her profit? Nah, I don't think there's not one. They ain't changing numbers, no? I thought they did. They ain't changing numbers. So again, we know the formula is opening capital plus net profit minus drawings will give you a closing capital. Opening capital is 40,000 plus net profit, we don't know what it is, minus drawings, which is 1,000, gives you closing capital of 85,000. We want to calculate net profit. So when we add opening capital plus net profit, we get a certain amount, and when we minus 1,000, we get 85,000. I want to know what that certain amount was, so I'm going to add back the 1,000. 85,000 plus 1,000 is 86,000. So opening capital plus net profit is 86,000. So to calculate what net profit is, I'm going to minus that 40,000 to get my net profit. And that will give me B, 46,000. There's a question that repeats. Same numbers, everything. I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel. So if you all missed any of the stuff, you all could go back and check it, right? I'll post it on my YouTube channel by these tutor professionals. Number 36. Manev or Mane, something so. Traders incurred a loss of 1,500 in 2022. Hard luck by dog boy. The business closing capital was 20,000 and drawings was 4,000. What is the opening capital? What is with these guys and these questions? This is the third question like this they ask here. Anyway, so we know the formula. It's opening capital. I don't know if I'll post it tonight. I might post it tomorrow. Opening capital. Add net profit or minus net loss. In this case, it's a loss, so we're going to minus the loss of 1,500, and then we minus drawings, 4,000, and that gave us our closing capital of 20,000. So to find out what opening capital is, I'm just going to work backwards. I'm going to add back the drawings, add back the loss, and that will give me 25,500. So the answer for 36 will be D, 25,500. Well, the good news is if they do this like this, if you do it like this, when you repeat the same type of questions, once you know how to calculate it, you know you're getting all those questions correct. Number 37, a credit balance on the electricity expense account indicates that A, there is an accrual. Remember, accruals are liabilities. Accrued expenses are liabilities. Prepaid expenses are assets. Accrued expenses being liabilities, liabilities have credit balances. Prepaid expenses, which are assets, assets have debit balances. So since the electricity expense has a credit balance, it has to be a liability, which would be A, the accrual. So 37 is A. 38. K. Antoine or Antoine, I don't know, I didn't make the person, I didn't name them, was charged 2,400 for electricity for the year. What figure, what year paper is this? This is 2024 January this year. What figure would be recorded in the statement of financial position if 2,700 was paid for the year? Right, so that $300 extra will be considered a prepayment because that 300 extra will go towards the following year. So that 300, which is a prepaid expense, as we just said, will be considered an asset. And the things that we record in our statement of financial position are assets, liabilities, and capital. So that 300 rent prepaid, which is an asset, will go into our statement of financial position. So the answer for 38 is A. Number 39, all right, our next question where they didn't change anything. A company declares 15% dividends. What is the value of the dividend warrant sent to the shareholder who owns 1,500 $1 ordinary shares? So 1,500 $1 ordinary shares will be $1,500 in all, and they will get 15% of this. Boom, boom. That will calculate to 229. So 39 will be B, 225, sorry. So number 9 is B, 225. Number 40 now. Rose contributes $7,000 in cash and a motor vehicle with $3,000 to a partnership. What car with $3,000 by? Is that B1? Rose's contribution to a partnership will be recorded in the journal as, so you're going to debit cash, 7,000, because the business just got 7,000 cash. You're going to debit motor vehicle, 3,000, because the business got a motor vehicle for 3,000. And then you're going to credit Rose's capital, 10,000 in all. So the answer for 40 will be C. 20 more questions. See how quick we doing this, eh? If I could do it like that with you all while explaining, you all could do it as well. An hour and a half is more than enough time. Number 41. Mr. Smith does not keep proper records. He began his business with $10,000 in it, so nobody keeping proper records. Or he started his business with $10,000 in the bank. He uses his vehicle and building with $6,000 and $1,500 respectively. This is a repeated question. As part of the business, exactly, word for word. Customers owe him $4,000. He withdrew $1,500 for personal use and owed suppliers $2,000. What is his closing capital? Right? So, capital is assets minus liabilities, which is what we're going to do. However, you must always also subtract your drawings from capital, because drawings is the opposite of capital. Capital is when you put money into the business. Drawings is when you take money out of the business. So you have to minus your drawings from capital. So let's add our assets first. That will be the $10,000 in the bank, plus the vehicle and the building, which is $6,000 and $15,000. So we're on $31,000 right now. And then customers owed him $4,000. So that's $35,000. So our total assets $35,000. He owed suppliers $2,000, so we minusing that. So that's $33,000. So that's assets minus liabilities, $33,000. But then he had drawings of $1,500. We have to subtract our drawings. So that will leave us with $31,500, which is C. This is a question that repeats quite often. Word for word, bar for bar. Number 42. Which of the following items would be used to adjust the cash book balance before preparing a bank reconciliation statement? Let's see. First one, direct transfers and dishonored checks. That is the answer already. You see, unpresented checks and late lodgements, those go in the bank reconciliation statement. So once it has one of those in the answer, it's not that one. So B has bank lodgements, so it can't be that one. C has unpresented checks, it can't be that one. D has both bank lodgements and unpresented checks, so it definitely cannot be D. So the answer is A. Number 43, Elvin. Oh, your parents didn't like you, but they name you Elvin, boy. Imagine you trying to talk to a girl. Is he seeing girl? Hey, what's your name? It's Elvin. Pressure. Anyway, Elvin starts his bank reconciliation statement with the bank statement balance. How would unpresented checks be treated? Right, so normally you start with your revised cash book balance, you add unpresented checks and you minus late lodgements, and that gives you your bank statement balance. But when you start with your bank statement balance, you then do the opposite. So instead of adding unpresented checks, you minus unpresented checks. Right? So the answer here would be subtract from the balance B. Alright? Hard luck by dog by Elvin boy. Number 44. In preparing its financial accounts, a business omitted to include return inwards. Which of the following items will be affected by this omission? 1. Net sales, that is correct, because to calculate net sales, it's sales minus return inwards. 2. Net purchases, nope, that would not be affected at all. Net purchases is purchases, add carriage inwards, less return outwards. So it's not net purchases. And C, number 3, gross profit, yes, because gross profit is net sales minus cost of goods sold. And we already established that net sales is being affected. So it would be 1 and C. The answer is B. Good job, Kim. And everybody else who gets it correct. Yeah, y'all, if you're all interested in the crash course, feel free to message me privately after. Message me on TikTok privately. Or you could message me on Instagram. On WhatsApp, 1-868-389-2346. Alright, number 45. Mr. Ram, a shoemaker, bought a motor van for $11,000 cash. 44 is 1 and 3, so B. Number 45, right? In recording this transaction, he would. So they try to chain you up. You know, it would be a debit motor van and they would credit cash. They put the answer with the credit first to make you think they're making it wrong, but it's actually correct. A is correct. Credit cash, debit motor van account. Number 46, an article is subject to a 20% trade discount. Its list price is $6,000. What is its sales price? It would be 600. 600 minus 20%. 20% of 600 is 120. 600 take away 120 is 480. This is a repeated question as well. 45 and 46 are both repeated questions. Number 47 and 48 refer to the following information. P. George buys $120 of inventory from T. Singh on credit. The terms of the payment are 5%, 30 days. If P. George pays in 12 days' time, how much should he pay? So that term means if he pays within 30 days, he's getting a 5% discount. He pays in 12 days, which means he earns that 5% discount. So he has to pay 120 minus 5%. 5% of 120 is $6. So 120 minus $6 is C, 114. Ooh, he gets $6 discount. So amazing. Number 48. The double entry for recording the credit transaction in T-Sing's account would be, so he's going to record the credit transaction. Alright, so when he sold it on credit, right? So he's going to debit his purchases account because it was somebody purchased from, no, let me purchase. He's going to credit his sales account, because he's selling goods. And then he's going to debit P. George to show that P. George owes him money. So the answer would be D. 48 is D. That is actually a new question, I believe. So good job, CXC. Number 49 and 50 refer to the following information. A and B partnership reports the following year-end results. That repeated also, well, you see. Net profit, I've never seen this question though. Net profit brought down, question mark, interest on drawings, A, B, salary, B, interest, blah, 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 blah. What is the share of remaining profit for A? So this one is, I don't find this an accounts question. This is more of a maths question. But if B receives 25%, so 25% is 385, and A is supposed to receive 75%. 75% is 3 times 25, right? Which means he will receive 3 times the amount as B. So I'm going to take 3,873 and multiply it by 3. I think I'll do something wrong. 11,619, I believe. 21, 24. Yeah, I don't make a mistake here. 11,619. So the answer will be A for 49. And for 50 now, they want to know what the net profit brought down was. So to calculate the net profit brought down, you will have calculators, so it will be faster for you all. I'm going to add the 11,619 that A is getting. I will add that to the amount B is getting, 3,873. No, you are allowed calculators for paper 1 for accounts. It even says so on the cover sheet. If your invigilator tells you otherwise, tell them they are mistaken. That happened before in my school, and I had to talk to the invigilator because they thought that it wasn't allowed. You are allowed your calculator for accounting paper 1. Alright, keep that in mind, right? Alright, so 9 plus 3 is 12, 7 plus 1 is 8, add 1, 9, 8 add 6, 14, 7, 3 add 1, 4 add 1, 5, bring down the 1. Now that I get this 15,492, oh gosh. This 15,492 is how much I have after I added interest on drawings and a minus salaries and a minus interest on capital. So what I'm going to do is add back salaries and interest on capital and minus the interest on drawings. And that will bring me back to my net profit. So I'm going to add back salaries and interest on capital, which is 17,000. And then I'm going to subtract the interest on drawings that I would have added. And that will leave me with 29,992. So the answer for this one would be C. So just to repeat what I did, I added the two profits together, and that would have given me the profits to be shared, which is what I get after I take my net profit, add interest on capital, and then minus salary. Net profit, add interest on drawings, and then minus salaries and interest on capital. So to get back my net profit, I just work backwards. So when I got my profits to be shared, I added back the interest on capital and salaries, which I would have subtracted, and then I subtracted the interest on drawings, which I would have added, and that would have carried me back to my net profit, which I got as C. This is a question I haven't seen come before. It's a good question. It really does test your knowledge on the appropriation account. I don't like the first one. The first one is kind of a maths one, but 50 is a good question. 51, they want to know what is the closing balance of the bank account. All they do is add up the debit side. So number 50 was, I'm going to go back. Number 50 was C, 29,992. Number 51, they want to know what's the closing balance of the bank account. You just add up the debit side minus the credit side. 22,000 minus 15,000. That will give you 7,000. 51 is D. Number 52 refers to the following information. They want to know the total cost of goods manufactured. So you take your prime cost, you add your factory overheads, you add opening work in progress, you minus closing work in progress. That's the formula. Prime cost plus factory overheads, add opening work in progress, minus closing work in progress. So that's 50,000 plus 25,000, that's 75,000, add 10,000, 85, minus 5,000, 80. So the answer for 52 is C. 53, a vehicle costing 80,000 is expected to depreciate at a rate of 10% per year. What is the total depreciation on a vehicle after 3 years using the straight line method? So when they give you a percentage, some people just automatically start doing the reducing balance method. Read the entire question. If they give you a percentage and they say the straight line method, you take that percentage, multiply it by the cost, and that will be the depreciation every year. Under the straight line method, depreciation is the same every year. So 10% of 80,000 is 8,000. So you're going to, every year, you're going to depreciate 8,000. So after 3 years, 8,000 by 3 is 24,000. So the answer for 53 will be C, 24,000, because they want to know the total depreciation. They didn't want to know the value of the vehicle after 3 years. They wanted to know the total depreciation of the vehicle, which is 24,000. So make sure and read the question carefully and answer what they're asking you. Alright. Number 54. You're almost finished. A trade receivable is unable to pay the outstanding debts of $450. Can you borrow from a friend, boy? However, an agreement was made that they would pay 30 cents on every dollar owed. How will this be recorded? Pressure, boy. So, if they are paying 30 cents on every dollar owed, 450, you're going to take 450, multiply it by 30 cents, and I'm assuming that will give you $135. So they will receive $135, so you will debit cash $135. Your receivable will no longer be owing you that $135, so you will credit the account $135. So the answer will be B. Debit cash $135, credit receivables $135. Number 55. Oh gosh. They can't get a new type of question, boy. Alright, so you know the formula is opening capital, add net profit, minus drawings will give you closing capital. In this case, they give you net loss. So when it's net loss, you minus, right? So it's opening capital. I'll go over 54 again for you, no problem. But let me finish 55 first. So opening capital is 3,000. Is add net profit or minus loss. In this case, it's a loss. So we minus the loss. You minus drawings. And the remainder will give you your closing capital. So that would be 3,000 minus 1,500 minus 500 will leave you with 1,000. Let me go back to 54. The man is paying 30 cents on every dollar. So that's $450. Every one of these dollars, they're paying 30 cents. When you multiply that by 30 cents, you'll get $135. So he's paying us $135. So we're going to debit cash because we're getting $135. And then we're going to credit account receivable because that person no longer owes us that $135. That's why the answer is B. Debit cash $135. Credit receivables $135. Alright, down to 56 now. Port. Nah. Cannot name a child Port up, dog. Maybe it's French or something. Portap bought inventory for $500 on credit. In which book of prime entry will this be recorded? Right? When you purchase on credit, it goes in the purchases journal. When you sell on credit, sales journal. Cashbook records all cash and bank transactions. The journal records all other transactions, right? This is a purchase on credit. It will go in the purchases journal. Number 56 is D. My name is Porter Post. Okay. Number 57. Karen and Gat, partners in a business, share profits in a ratio at 2-1. What is their respective share if the business makes net profit of $3,600? Right? So how we do this? Karen will get $3,600 multiply by 2/3. I get the 3 by adding the two numbers in the ratio together. And Gat will get 3,600 multiplied by 1/3. Again, I get the 3 by adding the two numbers in the ratio together. So Karen is getting 2/3, Gat is getting 1/3. So the answer would be A. Karen gets 2,400, Gat gets 1,200. Number 58. V and R are partners who share profits and losses in the ratio of 30% to 70%. Below are the partners' balances at the end of the year. So they show the capital, the drawings, net profit, including interest on drawings and capital. Note V and R pay interest on drawings and capital at 2% and 5% respectively. What are the interest on drawings paid by V and R? Can you just skim through? Well, I know you came late. To skim through from the beginning will be kind of difficult because you reached number 58. But I will be posting it on my YouTube channel most likely tomorrow by these tutor professionals. So you could probably look at it there, right? Alright, so they want to know what is the interest on drawings paid by V and R. Alright? V's drawings is 2,000. And he said interest on drawings is 2%. Boom, boom. That's 40. R is 1,000. Interest on drawings is 2%. Boom, boom. That's 20. So the answer would be B. V pays $40 interest on drawings. And R pays $20 interest on drawings. All them other stuff they put there was just to try and distract you or train you up. All you had to do is calculate interest on drawings, which is 2% of drawings. Number 59 and 60, LIFO and FIFO, refers to the following information from the records of LT Limited. They want to know the gross profit under FIFO. Right? What paper is this? This is January 2024. Alright? Let's look at 59 and 60. You want to know gross profit. Sales less cost of goods sold. Alright, cost of goods. So we know your sales is 45,000. Cost of goods sold under FIFO would be 10,000 minus closing stock what topic FIFO is in again. You'll see that in your manufacturing section. So cost of goods sold is FIFO is 5,000. So that means your gross profit will be 40,000. So the answer for 39 will be D. And then for 40, they want to know what is your gross profit under AVCO. Again, you're going to have to calculate your cost of goods sold, which will be purchases minus closing stock. So 10,000 minus closing stock under AVCO is 3,000. That's 7,000. So you minus your cost of goods sold of 7,000. And that will give you 38,000. So number 60 is C. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever else, and assuming anybody gender, it's 2024. That is the end of January paper 1. In my humble opinion, it was not a difficult question, a difficult paper. There was a couple new questions and one or two repeated ones where they changed the numbers, but overall it wasn't a difficult one, right? Am I going to do paper 2? Once I get it, I will do paper 2. If anybody has January paper 2 POA and they can send it to me, I will greatly appreciate it. I'll do it, right? I will post this recording up on my YouTube by tomorrow, please God. I will send thing, Brianna. I'll post this up hopefully by tomorrow, please God. So you all can review it, okay? Those who are interested in my crash courses, you all can message me here on TikTok, or you all can message me 389-2346. Again, name my number, so if you want to send the papers, there's no problem. 1-868-389-2346, or you could DM me here on TikTok. If I don't respond one time today, I definitely will respond tomorrow. But still message me now. If you all are interested in my crash courses, next week we have POA, Mathematics, HSB, Social Studies, and we still have 2 days of econ to do. So if you're interested in joining the econ, you all can message me, right? Yeah, 2346. So if you're all interested in you all can message me. You all can look for my YouTube. It's Bali's Tutor Professionals. The YouTube link is in my bio. You can go and click it. Well, yeah, that is it. I hope this was helpful. I am about to head out and do some stuff. Please don't name any of your children part up. Alright? Do that for me, right? If I'll post the crash course, I'm not sure. I may go live for a small part of it, but the crash course is really for those who pay for it. Yeah, or Elvin. That is wickedness. I'm going to say single, but see become a priest or something. You're not going to get no guilt. Anyway, enjoy your stay at night, guys. I'll look out for your messages. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the follows. If you're not following yet, I'll appreciate if you follow. Alright, enjoy your stay at night, guys. I am out. Later. I'm glad you all enjoyed the live, by the way. I appreciate it. And all the kind words. Later.